here with Cali Bass Fishing 99. Basically, what this video, the purpose of this video today, I want to go over my new jig setup. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, jig fishing definitely for me. One of the most versatile ways you can get fish, because a jig, when you think about it, can cover a variety of different baits and natural forage that the bass eat on. You know, bluegill, shad, crawdads, sunfish, anything really you can mimic. I mean, the jig will do for you. So basically, though, just want to go into some of the technical stuff and the new rod, reel, line I throw, some of the jigs I throw, and yeah, so be kind of an instructional video today. Haven't done one in a while, but you know, here I am today. Let's get into it. All right, so just to start off, I've fished Powell pretty much my entire bass fishing career. Never had a problem with them. I put these rods through absolute hell, and they've always shined, for me at least. So I stick with them, and I got a Powell Inferno in the 7.3 heavy, fast action rod. You know, I put my old rod that I was throwing on was a 13 fishing 7.3 medium heavy, and I went with the heavy just so I can throw a little bit bigger jigs, because the Inferno was having the 13 fishing was having a tough time with like those 1/2 ounce, 3/8 ounce jigs. And I think the heavy will help cope with those weights a little better. So pretty much, just gonna give you a first glance of the rod, just kind of like a overall like first look review. Look at the reel seat. It's a little shaky, but it seems when you tighten it, it tightens up pretty well, so I'm not too worried about that. Overall rod weight and lightness feels really nice. These are made with the Fiji guides, and the first two are regular size, but down here it goes to micro, and I'm really excited about that. Added sensitivity. And when I look at the eyelets of themselves, I mean, they all line up. I mean, overall, it's a very well-crafted rod, very light, like I said. And for a heavy, I can feel the backbone. Do a little test. Backbone engages nicely. Very, very sensitive at the tip. If you can't see, good vibration. So I'm really excited about this. Yeah, so that's what I got going for the jig as far as rods. Like I said before, my old jig rod was 13 fishing Omen Black 7.3 medium heavy, and that's gonna be my like spinner bait, like light Texas rig, chatterbaits, anything bladed really. That'll be my rod for that now, and that has a really nice tip to backbone ratio. But this has a little more backbone. I kind of like that better, especially if you're fishing deep water. You really need a hook set. I mean, you need to crack them, bottom line. That, I was kind of losing fish on it, not getting a solid enough hook set. I feel like with this kind of more stout rod, it'll get the job done a little better in that deep water jigging condition. So reel, I believe this is a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio, but I got the, like I said, I'm a budget fisherman. This is the Lose LFS, I think that stands for lighter, faster, stronger. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, Lose, like I said, has always worked for me. I work with stuff that works for me. Lose has never failed me, put the reels through absolute hell. I'm surprised the one on my 13 fishing jig rod is still going, but because I shore fish a lot, as you see in the videos. So when we're hiking and stuff, you need something that's durable, especially if you're hiking on rocks or trail, you fall, slip, anything. You need a rod and reel that's durable, and the Powells and the Lose have never failed for me. But let's go ahead and open this up for you guys. So, little manual. But here's the reel. Looks nice. This is a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio. I'm a lefty retrieve, so Really like that. First impressions, looks like it's made out of a pretty solid material. Not plastic, but it is I think a composite type of metal of some type. But overall, real smooth. Looks good. The first thing I look at when I usually get a new reel is where the line comes out of the spooler, right there. I see if it's loose or anything. This is pretty tight. Most of them have a slight wobble to them, but this is really good. I've gotten reels from Shimano and stuff. My old Canon came with a nasty wobble on that, but these are absent of it. And I'm not bagging Shimano. That's just my experience. And like I said, I base my purchases off of stuff that has worked for me and worked well. And Luz has done it. So, I mean, this reel does look nice, feels good, lightweight. That's going to be a really good combination with that rod, I feel like. As far as line goes, I throw either 12 to 15 will be the highest if I'm fishing cover, flipping cover with jigs. But I'm mainly going to be working ledges, deep water rock piles. So I'm going to go with 12-pound test, just because gets the bait down a little faster, a little more sensitive in my opinion. I run copolymer, P-line, floor clear. That's what my go-to. Lines, like I said, never failed me. Don't really snap off that much. Don't break off. Yeah. So you can run fluoro. Just with stout rods and fluoro, like you might have a tendency to snap fish. I mean, everything's so tight. Not a lot of stretch in the lines. So that's why I go copolymer. For me, it has the best balance to stretch to sensitivity. So that's my go-to. Let's talk about jigs real quick. I throw the 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce football head. The heads are really key. I throw these around rocks and stuff. They don't tend to get hung up as much as far as with me. It's the flip-in heads that get stuck in the rocks. They get like in the crevices because they're a little more pointed. These tend to kind of refract trenches in between rocks and hop out of them. But let me get some of these out real quick. Show you. I throw dirty jigs. I really like dirty jigs color. The way they will like two-tone the head with two different colors. You can't see that head right there. It matches with the top and it also matches with the bottom. Lighter on bottom, darker on top. Really like that. They put a lot of detail into them. Hooks are really nice. So let me get into the colors that I'm going to be throwing. I'm heading up to Clear Lake this weekend. So Clear Lakes, you stick to your browns, reds, natural colors pretty much. The crayfish at Clear Lake around this time are like a brownish purple. Some are dark red, but around this time they're the browns and the reds gonna be the go-to. So I got a couple colors. I believe this is Steel Trap. See, it's got brown, a little bit of orange, red. Just sticking to colors like that. This one is like a brown and black. I can put a red trailer. I can match it. It's got a sparkle in it too, like a blue sparkle. That can imitate a bluegill, pretty much anything. Another brown, just sticking to browns, as you can see right there. And this is another big Texan color, yeah. So those are the jigs I'm going to be throwing. I throw a lot of trailers. I throw reaction innovations. I throw chigger craws. But one I've really liked and has helped me produce in the past, and what it looks really natural. It gives the bait like a natural crawdad girth in a sense. Like unlike the chigger craws are pretty thin. Reaction Innovations gives it a nice girth as well, but something that really is like on the natural side for me as far as the look and with good action, D&M Flipping Craw. See how it has this nice bulky body right there? That really gives the bait a little slightly larger, more realistic profile in my opinion. And the way these flap, I watched a video recently on trailers and claws and stuff. And right now around this time, they're going to want something with a dead action, something that just kind of sits there, doesn't spin, because they're a little lethargic right now. The water's been cold lately, so I know we're getting into spring, but I'm going to give them something of a dead action. I feel like that'll produce more, but these flap really nice. They're super limber, but they're made out of good material. I mean, that'll stretch, and they're made out of really good material, like I said, so these will just, pretty much it'll sit, the jig will sit, and these will flap really nicely. And D&M Custom Baits Flip and Crawls has always been a go-to for me as far as trailers. That and Reaction Innovations. This is Delta Red Crawler. That'll be for if they're wanting the red. And I got this Delta Special. This is more of a brown, green pumpkin type of deal. So yeah, that's my overall first impression, just my setup kinda, line and everything. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys if you're deciding to buy a jig rod, looking for a jig setup. Like I said, you know, medium heavy will work, something over 7 feet, but for me, personal preference wise, and what I've found that works for me, based off my experience on the water, is that if you're fishing a little deep, and you're fishing a little bit of everything, reeds, shallow, cover, you're going to want a heavy, just in case you need to get a fish out of some cover. You're setting the hook in super deep water. I feel like the heavy covers a wider range of applications rather than the medium heavy. You can throw slightly bigger jigs on the heavy, and I just feel like for me it's overall a better choice for the way I fish. But hey, totally different than what you guys do. And yeah, so new videos coming out soon. We're gonna get a video of this Clear Lake trip put up, but I'm gonna put this up, and hopefully it helps you guys out. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, and thanks for watching Cali Bass Fishing 99. Peace.